This is the day in a life ultimate battery test of Google Pixel 8a. Hi everyone, this is JD, your gadget review friend. Welcome back to Gadget Rev Now. Before we start the battery test, let's check the settings of Pixel 8a. So as you can see, it's 100% battery life, and right now the time is 10:21 a.m. Going to the toolbar really quick, you can see that it's connected to the internet, currently on Wi-Fi 6. It's also connected via Bluetooth. We have the mic and camera access. Going to the settings on the display, we're turning off dark mode so all individual pixels will light up. We are also turning off adaptive brightness, and we're manually setting the brightness level to 50%. The screen timeout is set to a regular 30 seconds. The font size and display size, which affects the screen, is on the smaller side. The AMOLED screen of this phone is on adaptive colors, and we're turning on the smooth display or 120Hz display. We are keeping the screen protector mode off because there's no screen protector on this phone. Checking the connectivity of this phone, it is connected to a 5G SIM card, so we will test this later, and also connected to a Wi-Fi 6 home internet. We are setting the volume of the notification ring to 50%, and the sound profile is on. Our first day in the life battery test is video streaming using Netflix, so we will download the app and sign in. I will rewatch Land of the Bad, which is around 2 hours, 1 hour and 53 minutes to be exact. So for this test, we will set the volume to maximum because the sound of this phone is not as loud as the other phones, and we are putting the screen brightness around 75% indoors. I think it's good enough. We will be back after 1 hour to check the battery drop.
Rafer, what's the sit rep?
So after 1 hour of video streaming, I noticed that Pixel 8a is a little bit hot. The battery drops to 91%, so it's around 8 to 9% drop per hour on 75% brightness and max volume. Maybe the heat is also affecting the battery drain. We will be back at the end of this movie.
12 hours in. I'm Winchester, but we cannot leave the target area because we have the only eyes.
Alright, we just finished watching this video and checking the remaining battery. It's now 82%, so 9% per hour on video streaming and 75% brightness and max volume. For our next test, we're putting Pixel 8a on standby on 5G network for an hour. But while we're doing it, let's talk about the things that I like about this phone. There are 4 things I like about this phone. First is the camera performance. I think it shares the same quality like any other Pixel phones, with its color science and video recording capabilities. A little bit inferior, but it's okay. I also like the size. It's on a smaller side. I can easily hold this phone in one hand and navigate through the apps. Third is the flagship performance. It's using the Tensor chip Gen 3, which you will find on a more expensive Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro, so the performance of this phone is really good. And lastly, you have the stock Google experience and years of updates. So technically, it's like an iPhone on an Android ecosystem. So I think that's it. We'll still have a few more minutes and we will check the battery drop after the standby test. So after an hour of standby test on 5G network, there's only 1% drop on Pixel 8a. So that's a really good standby time for a battery consuming 5G connectivity. Now let's do the gaming test and we will download Mobile Legends. This will not be a typical battery test for average users because of the Tensor chip Gen 3. I think a lot of people will buy this for gaming. So instead of testing this phone for 1 hour on gaming, we will do Mobile Legends for the next couple of hours. So this test will be more like an average to heavy user. On gaming test, we will put the speaker volume to 60%, also retaining the 50% brightness for the entirety of this test. Since Google Pixel 8a is using Tensor chip Gen 3, it can play Mobile Legends in high refresh rate and ultra graphics. Alright, we will test this phone for the next 2 hours. So after 1 hour of gaming, the phone is just a little bit hot but nothing crazy. The battery drops at 70%. So after 2 hours of non-stop gaming, the phone is a little bit hotter obviously, and the battery drops at 52%. So I think this phone is a really good gaming phone for someone who will play for a couple of hours in a day. So for gaming, around 25 to 30% battery drain for a couple of hours. If you're using Wi-Fi 6, 60% volume and 50% brightness. Now we will proceed with our next test, which is the Bluetooth connectivity and music streaming. I think a lot of folks are doing this every day. We are pairing Pixel 8a with the Bluetooth earbuds and we're playing music for the next hour. We are streaming using Wi-Fi 6. So after an hour of music streaming on Bluetooth connectivity, we still have 49%. Now we will crank up the screen brightness to 100% and we will walk outside to do browsing, music, camera, and 5G network test. Right now we're vlogging using the Pixel 8a. So we're doing a lot of things right now. We're connected via Bluetooth on our earbuds. We're playing song. We're also doing browsing and a little bit of video recording and photography. We will also do a little bit of social media tests. We will scroll on Facebook and YouTube Shorts. We will use the 5G connectivity of this phone. So after 2.5 hours of random things from scrolling on social media, watching reels and shorts, doing some photos and videos on 5G network, we still have 41% remaining. It's already dinner time, so we will watch a 2-hour movie while eating our dinner.
Nice to see me. Guess you said you were back.
Elvis? Oh, you put real ones outside.
I need to see them now.
We are reaching almost end of the day, and after 1 hour of movie on dinner time, we still have 29% on Pixel 8a. We will be back at the remainder of the movie.
Not before my lawyer does.
Right now it's 8:04 p.m. and almost bedtime, and we still have 17%. The last test we will do is to scroll social media, YouTube videos, and shorts, and we will check the battery life when it's almost low battery. To sum up this day in the life battery test, right now it's around 9:47 p.m. We started 10 a.m. so around 12 hours uptime. We did 4 hours of Netflix, 2 hours of Mobile Legends, 2 hours of social media browsing, camera, and music. We have a screen on time of 7 hours and 20 minutes. And with all these tests, we still have 1% remaining.